Chapter 1. The Foundation, Learning from a Star. Katherine Johnson grew up in Virginia, dreaming under a sky that felt endless. Her early curiosity pulled her to the heavens, an uncharted realm at a time when many believed certain horizons were only for dreamers. She studied mathematics and physics, and when NASA opened its doors, she became one of the few Black women in a field that had long been closed. Her story is a testament to how wisdom begins as a question, and leadership takes shape when that question is pursued relentlessly. One of her favorite reflections was simple. The path of the stars was no easy road, but it was bright. She approached each calculation as if it were a stepping stone, carefully measured, double-checked, and guided by pure logic. Wisdom for her was precision. Leadership was the responsibility to ensure that precision mattered. Core principles we can learn. 1. Curiosity as compass. Always ask why, and keep learning regardless of your past. 2. Humble perseverance. Progress often comes through steady effort rather than instant brilliance. 3. Serving the greater mission. Every small task was a part of a larger goal, and that humility made her a natural leader. How you can apply them today. Write down 3 questions about your current project that challenge the status quo. Set a practice of reviewing your work at least twice, first quickly, then in depth. Remind yourself daily that your task, no matter how small, supports a bigger purpose. Key takeaway. The journey of wisdom begins with a question. Leadership begins with an answer that respects the process. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question. What humble curiosity can you open in your own path that will guide you toward greater wisdom? Chapter 2. The Compass, Principles of Wisdom and Leadership. In the early 1960s, Katherine Johnson calculated the trajectory for the first human spaceflight. The weight of that responsibility rested on one mathematician's shoulders. She had no choice but to lead by example. She practiced what many call the double-check habit, a disciplined approach that combined patience with an unyielding sense of integrity. She once remarked, "Every decimal point mattered, so did every decision." She treated each calculation as a story that could launch a human being. Wisdom lay in noticing the tiny details. Leadership lay in the courage to stand by those details when the pressure of time and doubt pressed inward. Core principles from her way. 4. Integrity in every detail. Never compromise on accuracy for speed. 5. Intentional listening. Listen to the data, the colleagues, and yourself. 6. Resilience in uncertainty. Remain calm while the unknown swirls. How you can use these right now. Before finalizing any key decision, ask, "Have I considered all angles?" and double-check for bias. Schedule brief moments of silent listening to your instinct and your team's input. Practice pausing when faced with a tough dilemma, allowing yourself to breathe before acting. Key takeaway. Wisdom is the integrity of small choices, and leadership is the persistence to hold those choices when the world looks for shortcuts. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question. How do you ensure that every decision you make is guided by an unwavering commitment to integrity? Chapter 3. The Engine, Applying Wisdom in Action. As a young woman, Katherine Johnson worked alongside mathematician, physicist, and other trailblazers like von Braun. She faced segregation and skepticism, yet her focus never wavered. She turned knowledge into a tool, a shared resource that lifted everyone on her team. She offered her calculations to her colleagues without expecting credit, saying, "Knowledge is not a trophy, it is a tool." Humility made her a leader who empowered others, and her leadership grew alongside her technical mastery. Core principles learned. 7. Knowledge as a shared asset. Give it freely to build collective strength. 8. Leadership by example. Embody the values you wish to see in others. 9. Adaptability and presence. Be ready to pivot when the situation changes. How to implement these. Create a knowledge repository. Share lessons learned with anyone who needs them. Model the behaviors you value. If you emphasize collaboration, act collaboratively. When new information surfaces, welcome it and adjust plans quickly. Key takeaway. True leadership turns personal expertise into community power, turning solitary knowledge into collective progress. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: what tool can you bring to others from your own knowledge that could empower a collective goal? Chapter 4: The Bridge: Lessons for the Modern World. Katherine Johnson's legacy extends far beyond rockets. In today's fast-moving world, her principles translate into everyday work, school, and community life. The bridge she built connects rigorous discipline with compassionate collaboration, two qualities that modern leaders crave. She believed, no barrier is too big when minds work together. This mindset nurtures a culture where diverse perspectives are not only valued but essential. Wisdom becomes shared when we step inside each other's shoes and listen with intent. Core principles for today. 10. Collaborative resilience. Build teams that thrive on challenge. 11. Ongoing reflection. Revisit outcomes, learn, and iterate. 12. Purpose-driven focus. Align individual work with a larger, meaningful cause. How to apply these now. Set up regular reflection circles at work or study groups to evaluate progress and celebrate insights. Explicitly connect each task to a broader vision in your daily planning. Welcome partners from different backgrounds to join your projects and create fresh viewpoints. Key takeaway: wisdom shines brightest when it is shared across relationships. Leadership grows when it bridges individual effort with collective success. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: how can you build stronger bridges in your team or community to connect individual efforts with a shared vision? Chapter 5: The Future: Moving Forward with Wisdom. Katherine Johnson proved that wisdom is not a static trait, but a living practice that evolves with every decision, every challenge, and every collaboration. The principles she championed: curiosity, integrity, humility, collective knowledge, collaboration, reflection, and purpose, serve as a roadmap for anyone aspiring to live wisely and lead well. To move forward, commit to a daily practice. Ask a question, review a decision, and share a lesson. Treat each day as a chance to refine the compass you set in Chapter 2 and to fuel the engine introduced in Chapter 3. Let your work build a bridge like a spaceflight trajectory that carries others toward new horizons. Final key takeaway: wisdom and leadership are continuous journeys. The better you understand the principles, the more effectively you can apply them to shape your world. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: what single step will you take today to deepen your commitment to wise leadership and to move your own trajectory toward a brighter future?